simple hi and a stare in the eye can turn into something great in the future. Yes, you guessed it right. We are talking about love, and love is in the air. Today, we are privileged to have such a beautiful, wonderful couple, Mr. and Mrs. Macarios. And they'll be telling us more about themselves, their journey, and just, that love that gives us chills. Of course, we are happy that you joined us today. This is the Halfback Show. I am the Christ General. Sarah Mbogwa is my name. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, share, and like this video. My guys, how are you doing?
Hi.
Very, very fine.
And you are looking so good together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so kindly tell us more about yourself. Maybe we start with the lady.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Yuna Macarios. I am 28 years old. I am born again Christian. I like to say I'm a Christ ambassador. And I'm an operations manager by profession. A mother of 3, homemaker, above everything else, married to this lovely man here. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, he's blushing. What about you?
Macarios, Enoch, and born again. I am 36 years old. Dang it, man. Yes. Husband to this lovely, lovely woman here. And she's a special friend to me, the best friend that there can ever be in this world. I'm a father of her 3 children. Now that I mentioned that she's a mother of 3, father of her 3 children. And, well, I'm a product manager by profession. I serve in the church. I have a passion to just see the proper doctrine of Jesus Christ out there. Not easy story, nothing diluted.
Yeah.
Better ningonge mtu ngumi nimvunje meno as opposed to kuweka gloves at soft punches. If it's a spade, not a big spoon.
Okay.
So that is pretty much Enoch and you now.
Wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Now, before we go to how you guys met, just tell us, where were you brought up? You just a background story about you growing up.
Honey, wanna go?
I have mainly been brought up in Kiambu, Gashi. But then I'm told, because I wasn't there. Okay, I was there, but sikuwa najijua. I'm born in Limuru. Moved from Limuru to Magumu. I was still very young, because part of my childhood I remember being in Magumu. Then we relocated from there to now Kiambu, where I grew up and I got married there, or rather nilitolewa huko na bwanangu, and I now moved to Ongatarongai. But pretty much that's where I've grown up. I went to St. Dominic School in Magumu, and from there I went to Liza Schools in Naivasha. From there, my life became Naivasha, because after that I went to Naivasha Girls, then from there I went to JKOT. And yeah, life happened. So, kaya tukisonga na life.
So were you this soft girl who was just school, home, church?
Yes. I've never really been a rowdy kind of person.
Would you pandamti?
Well, I have scratches because you're pandamti, but it's because my brother had a lot of friends. I've always had an issue making friends. I don't know why. So I tend to hang around my brother's friends. So, well, my beshte wake wakikam, tunaenda. So that's pretty much my childhood. But I also played with dolls a lot. But the one thing that has been very profound up to now, I love riding a bike. I had one from when I was, I think, in class 5. Yeah, all the way to high school. And now, I think niko kwa ile kamati yenye tunasemanga tunaenda Karura Forest kuendesha bike. Not because we're exercising, but because I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is cool, because if it were for some of us, as well.
Well, unlike my wife here, I mean, hers is pretty much straightforward. I was born in Kisumu, what is now called the Kisumu Rasia General Hospital. And then from there, my folks being pastors, they moved from one place to another. with the gospel of Christ. But that then meant I was not really grounded or rooted in one specific place. So I've been from place to place. I have grown up in Kisumu, I've grown up in Western Kenya, I've grown up in Embu, I've grown up in Kiambu, I've grown up in Kisii, different parts in Kisii, up until I think class 7. That's when I was sort of settled, we can say. Because now as children, we chose to stay with mom in a particular place in Western Kenya, class 7, class 8. That is Nyang'ori. Went to Nyang'ori Primary, then went into Nyang'ori High School, just neighboring institution within the same mission station. Then after that came to Nairobi, 2006, joined college, and that's pretty much it. I have been here since then. Encountered life in different ways until I met her, and through her, God tamed me.
So let's just backtrack a bit. Being a pastor's kid, how was it? Did you have the pressure? Because everybody's like, "Kind to a pastor, you're doing this."
One, we are both pastor's kids.
Oh, okay.
We are both pastor's kids, and yes, there is that pressure to a pastor. You wanna behave like this.
Yeah.
Both internally to home, that our parents are busy saying, "We are pastors. You are pastor's kids. You need to set a precedence." The society as well, looking at you not as a child but as a pastor's kid. And coincidentally, we came to Nairobi 2008, 2009 there. We sort of formed an association of pastor's kids, and where we got to vent really life we call frustrating the expectation that the society has for us and how ridiculous it is, forgetting that we are mere children as well. We are teenagers. We are whatever is affecting the child of the worst person in the society in terms of morality is the same thing that is affecting me, a child of a pastor who's considered morally upright. So however our childhood turned out, for me, it is one of the things. It's directly proportional to the things that people expected, because I could not wait to get away from a familiar space to go into a new territory and just be me. And being me, I realized I defined it wrong at that age. Being me did not necessarily mean indulge in everything that is a vice in society. Yeah, but I just wanted to be free and away from the expectations of society. Yeah.
So did your parents ever, them being pastors, did they ever force you you have to be a pastor somehow? Or were they just, just be morally upright, we're good?
For me, I never felt the pressure of being a pastor's kid. Mainly because, like I said, I've generally and always been this just quiet girl. Wake up, do what is supposed to be done, go out, come back. Really, that has been my life. So I never felt the pressure of going against what my parents have told me. Of course, growing up, there's this 1 or 2 times where peer pressure happens, but I never really felt the pressure. But growing up in that kind of a family, for me, I never really had the desire to be a pastor, really. So I would say they didn't force me, but they always encouraged grow in the right way and in the right manner. But my mom has played a huge role in ensuring that there is balance in our house. For quite some time, my dad was church. To a point, we really never felt like we are in a home. We are church. But I think ever so often, mom would remind him that beside church, these are kids and they have to grow. So they want this, give it to them. They want this, give it to them. They have these desires, talk to them about it. So it made life easier for me. For him, on the other hand,
I never ever wanted to be a pastor.
Ever in your life?
I never ever wanted to be anything in church.
Okay.
Ever. And that is, I'm saying that with a passion that is beyond anything and 100% true.
Wow.
Why? Because, see, growing up, there are dreams.
Yeah.
And there's dreams of, it's like in school, nobody ever wanted to be a teacher. I remember in my class, they asked, what do you want to be? Engineer, doctor, pilot, whatever. No one wants to be a teacher? No. The same way no one wants to be a pastor. Reason being, I'm looking for a way of life that is supposed to be financially stable for me and my family. And growing up in church and being financially strenuous at that young age, I genuinely, honestly disliked, detested, did not want anything to do with being, because I saw the struggles that we had as children, as a family, financially, and being that the only thing that my parents were involved in is pastoral work. So I attached that struggle to pastoral work. But of course now growing up,
You understand?
that was way after tertiary education. That is when it made sense to me. And well, here we are now. We serve in church, and I'm a proponent of people agreeing to serve God in whatever capacity, or the full-time pastors, but provided you're part of a jigsaw in the body of Christ. Let's do it.
True.
Yeah.
Now, let us move to this good part. How did you meet?
How did we meet? There are different versions.
Who met who?
Yes, there are different versions to how we met. And over the years, nimeambiwa, my version should never see the day of light. Because in Ilea, when in a circle of friends, I tend to over-exaggerate. And but truthfully, she has the best version of how we met, which is 100% true, not sugar-coated, nothing. But mimi nikisema how we met, every sort of seasoning itaekwa. So how did we meet? The basics, nitaanza mali tulimit, alafu chenye nao meet, unanieka. Disclaimer, I'm a man, I'm allowed to forget. And we met in 2013. That I'm sure, October, in church on Sunday. I'd been invited to go and fellowship in a church where they fellowshipped at the time. My brother and my family and brother walikuwa na fellowship kule. Then they kept on saying, "And you should come, our church." Consider this pastor. They kept on saying, "There's this kuna watoto wa pastor kwanza ndio wanaongoza na vile wanavaa." So I came to see.
You came to confirm.
Nilikuwa nakuja kuona. And it is, see, there's this, the denomination yetu tulikuwa tumetoka was very religious. Lazima ngozi kuwe kule. Sasa sisi kukuja these sides and finding people dressed the way they were. See, we are boys, 3 boys. So my brothers would tell me, kanisani Sunday, kuja uone. So I came to see.
Well, what happened at that time, we were 3 pastors' kids in the praise and worship, and then the rest, I think about 3 or 4 kids were from, these church elders wenye kanisa haiwezi raniwa kama hawako. So they were kids of those church elders. So pretty much I would say also somehow kids of associate pastors, because it's what we call associate pastors right now.
Church leadership.
Yeah, church leadership. So praise and worship is full of watoto wa church leaders. And then my dad happened to be the patron at that time. And he was really trying to tower this whole analogy of you have to wear sijui a long skirt, you have to be sijui how when you're coming to lead. So he used to tell us, as long as you're decent, na haukuwa mtu ngara, you're at that stage where you're 18, 19, 20, because that is the age where we were at, where you're trying to feel, ukienda kampo, you're seeing how people are dressing and you want to come, and So, and him being the youth patron, he used to say, chapa look.
As long as it's
decent, you do you. So we would come with heels, tunavalia tukienda pale mbele, alafu mkitoka pale mbele mnazieka mnavaa flats sababu tunachapa look. So we had this tendency of, you find we have all bought some sort of type of shoes, sisi wote, ama we've all worn like canny skirts, if it's a skater dress, we are somehow all of us dressed in skater dress. If we've agreed it's a trouser, we are all in black jeans, chini, you know, and then ukujua now you're free to do whatever. That was when makeup was tunajaribu makeup. So we've chapped one shade of lipstick because we came before church yanze ni mtu mmoja kona lipstick, see y'all share that lipstick. So that is how we were, and we actually enjoyed it because I remember there was this system after church. We would go to one of the members' house, and we just go either for lunch or something, and it was ile lunch yenye me contribute 50 bob. So mnaenda mnapika ugali na nyama yenye inaisha within 10 minutes. We were that bonded, and that youth man was big back then. Thank you for that bonding. So when he came, he met us in our skater dresses, and you know skater dresses are not meant to be long.
But
so
I gotta say this, I do not remember any of them vile walikuwa wamevaa. Mimi nakumbuka how she was dressed
specifically for her.
Specifically, hiyo nakumbuka that gray dungaree dress. Yeah, I remember everything.
It was a gray skater.
Yes,
somehow. Yeah.
But anything else, the others, hata sijui kama ni men that were there or women.
We don't care.
Maybe,
so that's how we used to dress. So I get it when he says there was this kuja uone, but now the unfortunate bit of where he had come from and now where we were, that was the kawaida thing. When you called for worship experience, ni kama mnenda fashion show kwa sababu y'all mngara kungara. So while he came, he came with a friend of his. I saw them. I noticed because he's tall, he's good looking. So it's those 15 seconds kind of crush. You're like, okay. And then someone else walks in and they're talking. So you're like, oh.
Those 15 seconds is what matters.
Oh.
Yes.
We are here now, right? So that happened. Then after that, it was office here. They go to have a cup of tea. So they went to have a cup of tea. And I think mmoja wao alimwaga chai ama ni, I don't know. So I was called to clean it up. So I walked in. I had known the brother and the wife for a few months now. So I said hi, and they were actually making fun of me because they used to call me new girl because my dad is called new. So then I turned to say hi. So he stood to say hi to me. And when I shook his hand, alikwamilia, he lingered for a while. So I smiled, and then he told me, that's the worst mistake you've made. So me, I'm stuck at okay, but I just have to smile. So I continued smiling, he let go, and I went my way. 2 weeks later, it was dedication of our niece, and so he came to church again. By that time, they had been robbed just the previous day. So when he saw me, he hugged me, and he's telling me, imagine kwetu kulibiwa. I remember thinking, personal space, tuko kwa mlango ya church, I'm a pastor's kid, dude, you know, don't give people the wrong idea. You know, but it felt nice. Because there's this attraction that you can't deny it's there, but you're trying to fight it. Because again, that lady was also there that very day. So after that, we started coincidentally meeting stage. We met on a Tuesday, and he asked me, at what time do I leave school? Because I was in campus. So he started waiting for me. I know you were waiting, in as much as he would deny.
That is in my version of the story.
Okay, wait, before you even continue, when you shook her hand, you said that is the worst mistake she had done. What did you mean? And why did you say that?
I liked her instantly. The moment I saw her, I liked her. And for me, when I was telling her that is the worst mistake you've done, is that smile is sort of an opening kwa gate. Yeah, mimi kuku approach, me kuku come through. Yeah, that is what I had in mind.
So did you tell yourself, this one?
Of course. Of course.
Rain or sunshine?
Of course I did. I did tell myself that. Yes, it's not a lie.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. Nilimwangalia. I swallowed all salivas that can be swallowed. I drooled all amounts of drool that can be drooled. Yeah, and yes, I purposed to pursue her.
And intentionally waiting for her at the bus station.
Now, in the true version of this How We Met story, yes, see at that time, our stage kwenda home, mat tulikuwa tuna fight for. Kabisa, piga mtu ngumi, even a pregnant mother, you don't care. It was bad at that point. By the time order inakuja kuletwa that people should queue, People loved it, but then again, those of us wenye tulikuwa tuna take advantage ya push and shove and we get spaces hata kama tumekuja immediately kwa stage, una feel vibaya. But we love the order that came through. So at that point, mimi could time at what point she's coming to the stage was for me to, it was a scoreboard. And I need to score points on that board. It's a man and fight your mat.
Oh, wow.
It's a man and fight. So, but in my true version of the story, in my version of the story, which is not true, but the truth is, I could not wait to meet her. Hiyo jioni nikitoka job, just go to meet Atakai. And the beauty is, alikuwa ananiambia, tusifaitie matatu. Taxi. Sasa tukae for me, it's good. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, tunaenda home. Tukifika home 7. One time we meet with the dad, and the dad tells me, make sure amefika home.
Wow.
See? See, make sure amefika home.
So that became a trend of making sure.
So nikamfikisha home. So, were it ever to backfire on me, naambia mzae, Buddha, uliniambianga tu make sure amefika home. That is all I'm doing. Nothing more yet. Niko najua what I'm planning back here. So that is a story kwa matatu stage. Hiyo kufight nilikuwa najaribu kumwoo. Yeah, I was just being nice.
So for you, were you thinking, okay, yeah, you said you had the attraction.
Yes.
But then were you like, I cannot fight? Like, did you love the way he was fighting for you?
Well,
I don't even think
a bit of a story to how we met. Now, back in 2012, before I met him, I went to prayer center for fasting and praying. And that was when God sent an angel to come and tell me who I was going to marry, and at what point I was going to get married, and why I was going to get married. And then in 2012, I think I was 18, so ilingilia hapa ikatokea hii side. But then I remember being told by my friends, the day I'll meet this person that God wants me to meet, I'll not even be able to fight. It will just be pop, because it's the plan of God. So when I met him, and then we met that day kwa stage, and that day, first of all, when we met, alikuwa kwa mat. So I was walking mbele ya mat, and I looked, I'm like, hey, that's Enoch. So I fought, really. I didn't want to say hi. First of all, I was a bit shy. Then something pushed me, so I just tapped him and said, hi. He looked kwa dere, kumzagari meja akambe, wacha basi nishuke. So he actually shooked, and he came, we stood and we started talking.
After nimefaitia hiyo matatu, by the way, I fought for that matatu kukaa hapo mbele.
Yeah.
No, sio alafu. And then nikashuka.
And then ukashuka juu yake.
Sio ile alafu unashuka. No. I had to. Always avoid.
So now all these encounters before we exchanged our content, it would be also an excitement for me. I remember my friends now started making fun of me. Awe twende utapata umengoja na boyfriend yako, because we had this clique where
you gonna do your part. All right.
We should ask him so, by the way. We had this clique where we were about 5 girls and 3 dudes. We were purely friends, because we're still friends up to now from campus. So these dudes used to make sure that we, the girls, kila msi ako kwa stage yake, and they go. So nilikuwa na drop you nikiwa the last girl, alafu Sunday waende Koja, because our stage was close to Koja. Now they go to Koja, they also now take their matatus and go wherever they're going. So I remember they used to make fun of me and tell me, utapata kwa mengojwa na boyfriend yako. And true, I would always find him there. He's excited, he's all hugging, and then this habit started then. He wouldn't let go of my hand after tumepatana. It's like he was marking territory. Well, she's mine. I'm with her. You know? So it used to be nice catching up, talking. He was always interesting. He was this guy who's not straightforward like I want you. It's just random stories. So I found it interesting kukatiwa by a mature guy.
And he was giving you time.
Yes, considering I was in campus, it's so I like you. It was annoying in campus. But now finding someone who's doing it very differently, I was definitely attracted.
You wanted to chill with the big boys.
Yes, I wanted to chill with the big boys. So it was awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much how now our life began, up to when now we exchanged contacts, and now the meeting became planned. Like, I'm leaving school at this time, so let's meet at this place, we go home.
Okay, just before we continue, let us go for a break. Our viewers, we are going to be right back. Don't you dare touch that there, because I'm telling you, you've not had the juicy part of this story. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, I want to give you one of the best plugs for your honeymoon vacations, staycations. Guys, this is a place to call home, because it is home away from home. I'm talking about Bida Furnished Apartments. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what they got for you. They have a free Wi-Fi, they have room service. These people have flat screen televisions with satellite channels. Oh my goodness, you cannot afford to miss it. They're just located in Evasha, Moy South Lake Road. They have the best flags. You want to relax, just come at Bida. Tag them, follow them on their Facebook pages. Look at their garden, look at their apartment. The security is tight than tightest. Hi, I am the Christ General Man. I am coming to you live and direct from these apartments. They are furnished, they are superb. They are just perfect for that honeymoon, that staycation. You want to relax, let your hair down on those shots and everything else. This is the place to be. Don't say I didn't tell you. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and of course with our beautiful couple here, and they are going to continue to give us their story, and we're also going to learn and get inspired as well. Hey, where were we?
Tumepatana.
To exchange contact. And then things as zikaanza kuwa structured from there. So unlike before, the meetings kwa stations zilikuanga by tuna time. Between this time atakuwa now, from then ikaanza kuwa very specific. I'm leaving office, natoka chuo, tuna meet.
So you were, of course, by this time you were still serving, and of course you were born again.
Yes.
Did you now go back to God, and for the saved girls like we, because I'm also born again, we tend to go and ask God, are you really sure? Are you the one who has really sent him? Because we're very careful in making mistakes.
True.
So did you ever go back and you were just like, it's divine because we met in church, so it is God?
No, the fact that I told you in 2012, someone had told me when I meet him, I'll know. So after we exchanged contact, we went on this, we sort of, on and off, not on and off, but it was friendship for quite some time. Then sometime in February, now the following year, 2014, he took me out on a date, and he sort of made it official that I'm now his girlfriend. And at that point, that's when it hit me. Wait, I was told this thing in 2012. So I went back to prayer center, and this time I was telling God, is it him? Because I knew who I was supposed to marry. I didn't know the face, but I knew he was supposed to be tall. And I didn't know the name, but I know the characters in which he would have. So when I went back and asked God, is this him? And God took me back to the list and now I went taking the list one by one. By the time we were getting to April that 2014, I already knew that this is it.
Wow.
That this is the man God had told me to marry. It's not such a wow moment, because now for me,
God says wow.
For me, it gave me cold feet, because I knew what was lying ahead of me. So being confirmed that now you're living what I told you you're gonna live was not easy. I started getting cold feet, and actually we did break up that April.
God has confirmed.
Yes. I was having cold feet, so we started staying for quite some time without talking, and then him on the other end, he allowed the devil to come in 100%. So he also came with the mindset of we should end this. But now here's where our story got interesting. After we broke up that April, after a week, I had blocked him.
Delete.
And nasiati out of makasiriko, I am avoiding, I was being Jonah. You know the Jonah of the Bible, one who's told go to Nineveh and you're going this. Yeah, that was me. I blocked him, I changed my number and all that. And then 1 week later, he got so sick, because it was in May 7th, thereabout. He got so sick that he told God, if you heal me, I'll serve you. And at that point, I was in Ivasha. I was at my aunt's place. I'll never forget. I was at my aunt's place, and she kept on telling me, "No, you're behaving here like a chicken who has been dumped." And I'm like, "No, I didn't get dumped. I did the dumping, and I'm running away." How he got her number, I have no idea. All I know is he called my aunt, very courteous, someone who is almost on his deathbed, and told my aunt, I know she's there, I want to talk to her. And he was actually telling me, Emmanuel, just come see me, because he felt really, really sick. So I had to come back from Naivasha to come, and then auntie yangu ni chocha, my aunt can chocha you. So, well, auntie chochad me and I came back. Of course, he didn't tell uncle. Uncle was military, still is. Uncle more fire. So I came back, saw him, and he told me how he's been unwell. And then when God healed him, I remember he came and asked me, take me to prayer center. Yeah, take me to prayer center. So I told him, I have classes, you go a day before and then I'll join you. So that was the very first time we went to prayer and fasting together, still as a broken up couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange, right?
Very.
It's a broken up
So
couple.
for you, were you
couple.
going to tell God, okay, thanks, you've healed me, and so
No.
I'm serving you, so let's start here?
My life was messed up. See the way they are atheists, who don't believe in God, people who know there is God, but well, he's in that lane. I knew there was God, but the way life had treated me was so harsh that I assumed that God does not exist, he does not care about me. But when later on I came to know what was happening was the choices I made. See, so at that point, me being sick, went to hospital, nothing is being found, and see umeona hizi movies and you're like, I need to do an MRI. I don't have money for it. My head is exploding. So I have this, I'm a poor man, how can I have these rich people diseases? So but then at that one night, I am at my wit's end. I want to die, literally. I felt like I would not make it to the morning. So I just prayed to God. I tell him, simple conversation. Yo man, look it. You and I, tunajua vile tumepelekana.
Let's make a deal.
Umeendanga huko, mimi nika kwa highway. Gari zinapita huko. Unajua kuna hiyo lane.
But you don't
But
want it.
to associate. So I tell God, you know how you and I have lived. I've been in church all these years. Just play the piano because of the skill. And make some money. But it is nothing to do with service. That bit, and everything I am speaking to people about ministry at that point was out of knowledge, not experience, not from my spirit. I've grown up in a pastor's house.
So of course
I can actually, and my mom is a Bible school teacher. So all through these things that they talk, they do, how they mark exams, how they evaluate pastors. Nilikuwa nataonisha pastors, all that. I think I was giving room to the devil. You sort of, and you have all this knowledge, you become a perfect candidate for an antichrist item, for an army, an agent to an antichrist. So that's what I was. I was in that space, but see, then at that point you can be a God. So unajua vile mimi na wewe tumeishi miaka yote. But tonight, wacha tufanye hivi. Nikipona, wacha tu nikwambie ukweli. Mimi nitakuserve for the rest of my life. I didn't get to finish that prayer. Pain ikasubside completely. It was my brother's birthday. That's when nakumbuka vizuri sana. May 8th. Sisahau. Then the next thing I remember is I'm coming back to myself at around 1 a.m. And all that time I was in prayer. Hence, so my going to prayer center is I have given myself to Christ as his servant. So I think I need to go to prayer center. And again, that was done with hindsight now. I know it was the Spirit of God compelling me. But for me back then, I was just doing it because I know. Well, people go to prayer center. That was going to be my first genuine prayer and fasting. Tumefanya prayer and fasting as a family because my dad is a pastor. He says, as a family, we're doing 2 days. Or as a family, tomorrow we are not. At one point, my mom was sick. She was going to theater. My dad brings us together, says, tomorrow, we are going to prayer and fasting. We are like, umzeni mbana eh. So that was the first time in my life
where you had this intentional...
That was intentional. Wow. It was 1 week to tuende. So when I was asking her to come and tuende na I wasn't going to go at the God, wife material, what? No. Ilikuwa mimi nimekam. Prayer and fasting hapa as your servant. I had the mind ya story ya Jesus. Alienda kwa wilderness. Na akarudi akaanza ministry. By the way, that is all I was doing. Anything else other than that, mimi akili yangu iko hapo. Yeah. But
Amazing. You know, what makes your story so interesting is the fact that you had God. Though at this time, a different, you know, you're experiencing God on your own. She's experiencing God on her, on his own. But you still had that connection with God.
Yes.
at that point.
It was, but scary. Because for me, there's nothing as bad as knowing the future. Now I understand why when people say I want to know when I'll die, God is like, you don't want to know. You don't know what you're asking for. Because I remember when I went to press center, for me, it felt like, see this time when Jesus was telling God, for me, that's what I was going to do. I was going to tell God, okay, fine, I have run, I have come back, but please lighten it for me. Because coincidentally, he was going to pray for his own things, but that was the day. I can even remind you the room, Kaleka from Kakona. We had gone to pray. He felt like he's very new in this prayer world. So he would ask.
Like I was. He
would ask for guidance a lot. So we would kila mtu aombe kivyake, but then around 7 to 9 we fellowship together. And every single time we went to fellowship together, the prayer was the same. It's like we both would feel it, but we're in denial. But then we were to leave that place on Saturday, but then we postponed to leaving it on Sunday morning. That Saturday night when we were praying, how we ended up praying for family, we have no idea. How we ended up praying for our kids, we have no idea. But that was the day that God even laid the names of our children and what the names will mean that day. So I left confused. He left confused. And then he had this encounter with a man of God who had told him that so-and-so is going to be his wife. So he left knowing, mimi Mungu ashanena, ni huyu. But hapa I am praying and saying, tunaombea watoto na huyu. So
what is happening?
And then for me, I didn't want to get myself into that situation where it's like a love triangle or something. So I was honestly running away. So we left the press center more confused than anything. It's like going to press center seeking answers. You've gotten the answers, but they're confusing you. You're coming back wondering, okay, ama ni mimi siku experience God. I remember at one time tunaulizana, ama ni si atuku experience God.
It's like mtakuuliza, what is the difference between these two glasses? And then instead of you saying that one level of water is higher than the other and the likes, unawambia, no, the difference is the same. Mtu hakuna kitu anaelewa, lakini hataki kuuliza tena. So that's the thing. So for us the difference was the same. We went in,
came back confused.
With sort of clarity. We came out
more
confused, not knowing what's going on. Mimi even more, kwa sababu that man was not a purported servant of God. He was. And God explicitly told him what to say. But he chose to say his own things. See, and him saying his own things, hiyo ndio mimi iliniacha pia in confusion.
And for you, I mean, you were innocent and he's a man of God, so you will believe him.
And since that day, I think for us, for me particularly, unless God comes and speaks, mimi utaniambia God has said.
You'll tell him and he'll be like, yeah, God speaks. And then secretly go tell, I'm also human like him, now you calm down. Tell me.
From that time, mimi sijawahi kubali. And the only response, so that not to show disrespect to the servants of God, naambianga tu the way Mary said, be it unto me according to the word of God. As simple as that. Alafu nenda nauliza God, now what in the name of your holy name is going on that side? Yenye mimi sielewi, because you know where I stand.
True.
When it comes to this matter.
That experience really confused us. And for quite some time, we were in that state of where tuendelee na vitu venye zilikuwa. But then you cannot fight the will of God.
Wait, so you're not even going to at least...
No, we just remained friends. Like, we wouldn't go a day without talking. He actually started experiencing problems in his relationship, and he would come venting to me. Me, I'm here trying to make my relationship work, haikui, but I can't go telling him that, yo, even mine is not working. Because I'm in this fear of, I don't want to tell you mine is not working, alafu to agree.
Basi tuachane
na letters. I do want to.
That was going to be like, by default, the case, right?
I didn't want to. So mine was, mine is perfect. You know, mine is okay. But behind the scene, I'm also crying.
Yeah.
But then in September, he decided, you know, I'm done with struggling relationship-wise. I'm going back to God and asking him what's up. And God took him back to me. He told him, I did tell you who your wife is. I did tell you everything. Adi, he had written those notes down. Now in September, he had to come back to a notebook and looking back and he's like, oh, wow. Yeah. Actually, God did tell me. I'm the one who decided not to listen.
Pay attention.
Yeah. So
even at my girlfriend at the time saw that list. Na akaniambia, nah, this is not me. This is your friend, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, nikaipuza, by the way, I still remember very well. Tulikuwa church somewhere nje. Na nikaipuza hivyo ile this is, you know, this is not me.
Yeah.
Little did I know, God talks through donkeys as well.
True.
Well,
So,
I didn't know that.
So in September 2014, my birthday, he tells me, let's just go for safari walk. I just take you out. So he takes me out, and then this guy decides to propose to an ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Where he got the guts and the courage, sijui.
Hata sijamwambia kuwe. Man.
I know.
Okay, what was going like, what was happening to you?
Well,
like, you were just from a previous relationship. You've just gone through the notes. And then now you have a ring.
Yeah.
And then now you're asking.
Up to today, I've never understood what was
This
going
is what
on in
happens.
his head, so
I think vile tumekaa hapa tu, I'm just rushing back down memory lane, and I'm seeing I have a behavior, I have a pattern. When I realize my mistake, I was something that I made a wrong turn on, I go back, fix it, and I want, sitaki kuibuild, nataka sinili tania hapa wrong, nataka nifike hapo na ni pick up from where I left it off. Badala ya, well, you left, things iliharibika, you need to start building up again and fix. That has been a problem. But then that is what drove me. By the way, this is her, and this is why waste time. Mwambie take me or take me not. Na tuko hapa nitajirusha kwa cheetah na leopard pale. Take me. By the way, that place in Safari Walk, nyuma yake kidogo there's a leopard, the other side uko chini there used to be crocodiles. I don't know whether they're still there. So take me now.
So for you, were you like, okay,
I was shocked. First of all, this guy is about to propose. Then the ex-girlfriend Peters with her new boyfriend.
Wow.
So first of all, me, I was like, by the way, am I even in this?
Hey, there is script.
Yeah, I was like, no, why am I even here? Because I felt like, first, he hadn't even told me they've broken up. I knew after the chick has shown up with a new boyfriend. So I'm like, dude, he's like, oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, we broke up like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, dude, now you tell me.
Yeah.
Now, you know, now is when you tell him. So I was really pissed off that he didn't tell me that they've broken up. Not because the girl came, but because he didn't tell me they've broken up.
Yeah.
So we walk around, hasira ikatulia, kaanza kuchapa story, then kidogo he goes on one knee and tell me, I'm done denying that I have feelings for you. I now know you're my wife, so marry me. And I did the craziest thing ever, because I said yes. So there was that awkward silence of, because I don't think he was expecting me to say
yes. You can expect no. Look at it like this, shooting for the sky, landing on the moon. Akisema no, nwambie fine. Boyfriend and girlfriend, and then we start to build up towards that.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I said yes, I kept quiet for a while. And then I told him, I'm not saying yes to being your wife yet. I'm saying yes to let's try this.
Yeah.
But the godly way now. So yeah, we did. We started dating. And after that, in Feb 2015, he came to see my people. Tukaanza sasa safari ya kufanya ndoa.
So this time, did you walk in purity?
Yes, we did.
Because I think being a Christian girlfriend, boyfriend, I think one of the things that the devil really tries to do is to you love each other, so you can go ahead.
One of the things that helped us to walk in that is the fact that we were both living with our parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a challenge. I know we all want it, but it's actually a challenge.
Yeah, it is. It was not easy.
Yeah.
It was not easy.
Because
not.
this body not be wood. Body not be wood. But we thank God for the grace.
Oh, man.
So in 2015, we started the journey. However, yes, he came home. After coming home, oh Lord, I hope my dad won't watch this, and if he does, it's fine. But after coming home, we made I wouldn't say it's a mistake really, but it's a mistake most people make. I pray people wouldn't make that mistake unless they knowingly know what they're doing. That Feb, I think after he came to see my parents or something, we decided, well, let's move in together or something, because it's official. What the hell?
Yeah.
But before we did, we went to prayer center. And as we were praying, we prayed and told God, now that we have come together as husband and wife, and we want to move in together, bless our union. And let me tell you, that was the most powerful prayer we've ever made, because we would say our best couple, our dad, alituambia him, he knows we didn't get married in 2016. God told him we got married in 2015. And it did not make sense to us why he was saying that, but it's because we went before God and told him, we have come to you as a husband and wife. And the Bible says, make God your witness, and it is done. That is why he also recognizes come mistake. Sababu they have made God their witness.
Yeah, he does.
So Sisi, we got married unknowingly, and we started living together. But then I could not tell my dad.
Danger.
So all this time your parents don't know you're living.
No.
How can they even know? They're pastors.
Yes, how can they know? That's the thing. How will they know?
Edit. According to my dad,
So, cameraman.
Oh, and let me throw my brother under the bus. If I get in trouble, I am not getting in trouble alone. My brother knew from the moment we started living together to the end.
Okay, did you ever feel guilty?
Yes, I did. Every time I went home, I
born
did.
again.
I did. No.
It's
not about
this is the-
Christianity.
Oh, it was about, no, the guilt was because your parents didn't know.
We're not telling our parents.
Yeah.
We innocently and honestly got married. It wasn't ati now we're living together as boyfriend girlfriend ya kujaribu. No. It was, you've met my parents, I've met your people, you might as well get married as we wait for finances to officiate this.
Okay.
That was the mindset behind it. Our best couple knew that was the mindset behind it. Even when I was telling my bro, by the way, I am living with this guy, I didn't tell him I'm living with my boyfriend. I am now living with my husband. We're just waiting to officiate it. Okay. So the guilty bit was, I am a daddy's girl. I tell my dad everything. But this, hii tutapatana Uganda.
You cannot.
So I cannot. I have to wait to Russia to fanya harusi so that now it's official.
The thing is, see, in church, I mean Christianity, we have made things procedural.
Yeah.
That is, we sort of taken the way the things were happening in the Old Testament. It's the law.
Yeah.
It's the law.
Yeah.
It's the law. That is the mistake we do with some of the things. And we are saying this out of learning. And at one point, sit down, it's a classroom, come a lecture the way God would come down to Adam and Eve, Gioni, and patia instructions. Yeah. The same thing would happen with us at some over the years now. Yeah. And this is one of the things that we came to learn. When you come to God, mwambie sisi we are husband and wife. He recognizes that as a marriage. Even before mufanye rorashio, even before mwende church, you've made God your witness. Now the mistake that we do is we have been enclosed. Na kama sisi wazazi wetu ni pastors, hatuwezi enda kusema hiyo story. Hatungedea sema, by the way.
Okay, so now you are into marriage.
Yes.
And of course, I mean, you have been praying for it, and you included God, and you started with God, so it was amazing.
It was.
So how comes there were some hiccups along? Who betrayed who?
Now.
Hata umeachilia na mikono. Okay.
Well, before we answer that question, every marriage has a reason why it exists and why God brought the two together.
Yeah.
So before you get married, you need to identify the reason and the purpose for your marriage.
Okay.